Some secrets feel like they weigh 1,000 damn pounds, even when they come wrapped in blessing paper. And the moment you realize you're the only one trusted with a truth big enough to blow up a whole family, yeah, that's when shit gets real. From where are you watching? I'd love to hear, because this one's about money, guilt, blood, and the kind of decisions that don't let you sleep at night. So buckle up, because my story didn't start with joy or excitement like you'd expect when someone gets handed a fortune. Nah, it started with silence. One of those heavy, suffocating silences that drop on your shoulders like a wet coat. It was the morning after my grandma's funeral. The house still smelled like old perfume and burnt coffee. People had been crying, hugging, pretending to be closer than they ever were. You know how families get when someone dies. Everyone suddenly acts like they're the damn Avengers, united and noble, even if they haven't texted each other in 3 damn years. Me? I was sitting on the floor of Grandma's bedroom, staring at the pattern of the carpet like it was going to tell me how to breathe. My grandma, the only woman who ever understood me without forcing me into one of those thick-ass emotional conversations, was gone. Just gone. Then the lawyer called. "Can you come down to my office this afternoon? I have something your grandmother left specifically for you." Specifically for me. That phrase hit weird. My grandma had 3 kids, my mom, my aunt, my uncle, and 7 grandkids. Why the hell would she leave something specifically for me? I almost didn't go. I almost said screw it, whatever it is can wait. But something in my chest tugged at me, like grandma whispering, "Go, baby, you need to hear this." So I drove there, hands shaking the whole way. The lawyer's office was cold as hell, like they were storing frozen regrets in the walls. The man sat across from me with a polite smile that felt too gentle for a stranger. "Your grandmother trusted you deeply," he said, and I swear, my stomach flipped. Then he slid a folder toward me. Inside were account numbers, statements, a letter, and the number, holy shit, the number, 8 digits, not 7, 8. My throat closed. This is a mistake, right?" "No mistake," he said. "Your grandmother saved quietly for decades. Real estate, dividends, retirement funds, investments. And she instructed that all of it, every last cent, be transferred to an account under your name." I felt dizzy. Why me? Why just me? He folded his hands like he was used to these conversations shaking people's souls. "She wrote you a letter. I believe it will answer your questions." I opened the envelope. Her handwriting hit me so hard I had to blink the tears back. It said, "Baby, you were the only one who ever checked on me without wanting something. You sat with me when I was sick, talked to me when I felt useless, and loved me for real, not for what I owned. Your mother and siblings will fight over scraps. I don't want them fighting over this. I want you to live the life I never could. Don't let guilt ruin this gift. Do what you know is right." I had to read it twice, maybe 3 times, and my chest felt both warm and cold, like someone had set a fire inside me and then threw ice on it. I thanked the lawyer numbly, walked out, and sat in my car with the paper shaking in my hands. 8 digits. A life-changing amount. A future in my name. But the moment I drove home, reality hit like a brick. My mom was sitting in the kitchen with my aunt and uncle. They were drinking tea and arguing, of course, about who should have gotten what from Grandma's little savings. They thought she left behind maybe a few thousand. Some jewelry. A box of old photos. Nothing major. And at that exact moment, I understood what Grandma meant in that letter. If they found out I was sitting on a fortune, they would tear me apart. My phone buzzed. A message from my cousin Melissa. "Did Grandma leave anything for you? Mom says there must be something hidden somewhere." Hidden. Like I was supposed to dig through her things and split it like we were pirates in a Disney movie. I put my phone face down. For the first time in my life, I didn't respond. Then came the guilt. That slow, creeping kind that curls around your throat and whispers, "You don't deserve this. You can't keep this. This will destroy everything." But there was another voice, quieter but stronger. "She chose you. She trusted you. She knew what she was doing." That night, I sat in my room thinking about Grandma's life. How she worked 2 jobs for decades. How she babysat us for free because my mom didn't want to pay for childcare. how she kept her pain to herself, how she slipped me money for books or food when she knew nobody else would care. She once told me, "Don't let this family drain you like they drained me." At the time I laughed it off, thought she was just being dramatic. But now, shit, she meant it. The next few days, everything got worse. My mom started talking about selling grandma's house and splitting whatever comes up. My aunt was digging through drawers. My uncle joked, half serious, that grandma must have had a secret stash no one had found yet. They were vultures circling a corpse. And I was sitting there, pretending I didn't know a damn thing, trying to keep my face neutral while guilt gnawed at me like a dog with a bone. Couldn't sleep, couldn't eat right. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw grandma's handwriting. Don't let guilt ruin this gift. But how the hell do you not? One evening, my mom cornered me. Did grandma give you anything? Anything at all? Her eyes were sharp, searching. The kind of look that didn't come from care. Nope. This was the greed look. The I smell money look. I lied. No. Just a photo. Felt like swallowing glass. She sighed like she didn't believe me but couldn't prove otherwise. Well, if you find something, remember, it should be shared. Family comes first. Sure, when it's convenient. I kept the money a secret. But the guilt didn't go away. I'd wake up sweating at 3 a.m., thinking I didn't deserve any of it. Thinking maybe I should tell them. Thinking maybe I was the selfish one. Then I remembered every time they left grandma alone on holidays. Every time they talked shit behind her back. Every time they guilt-tripped her. Used her. Forgot her birthday. Took her money. Took her time. And suddenly the guilt flipped into anger. Grandma wasn't stupid. She knew exactly what she was doing. She'd watched her own kids treat her like an ATM for decades. She knew the moment she died, they'd raid everything she ever owned. And she made a choice. Not for revenge, but for peace. She trusted me not because I was better than them, but because I loved her without expecting anything. But damn, that kind of responsibility is suffocating. Massive. Like holding a live grenade and pretending it's a snow globe. I took a few days off work just to breathe. I walked around the city thinking, what the hell am I supposed to do with all this? Buy a house? Invest? Go on a vacation? Live differently? None of it felt real. But then something happened that changed everything. My uncle started accusing my mom of taking something from grandma's closet. My aunt accused Melissa of pocketing some jewelry. Cousins were arguing in group chats. The whole family was unraveling over imaginary treasure. And I sat there thinking, if they're acting like this over a couple $100 worth of jewelry, what would they do if they knew about the millions? Maybe grandma wasn't protecting the money. Maybe she was protecting me. And I realized something else too. If I told them, I wouldn't just lose the money. I'd lose myself. I'd lose grandma's trust. Because what was the point of giving a gift if I just threw it into a pit of chaos? Still, it ate at me. Every damn day. But then came the breaking point. My mother called one morning, crying hysterically, saying she just knew grandma left something valuable behind and she'd been cheated by life. And I snapped. Not at her, but inside myself. Because I finally understood what grandma saw in this family long before I ever did. They weren't mourning her. They were mourning what she could have given them. That was the moment something inside me shifted. And for the first time since the funeral, I felt the guilt loosening. But the family drama was just getting started. Because none of them had any idea the biggest secret of all was sitting right under their noses. And if they found out, I wasn't sure any of us would survive it. The days after that became a blur. A messy mix of family arguments, whispered suspicions, guilt dreams, and me avoiding every phone call like the damn numbers were cursed. But then the universe, being the chaotic beast it always is, decided to crank everything up. It was a Sunday morning. I was making coffee, trying not to have a breakdown, when the doorbell rang. My cousin Melissa stood there, arms crossed, jaw clenched. "We need to talk," she said. My heart dropped. "About what?" She pushed past me like she owned the place. "My mom thinks your mom stole something. Your mom thinks my mom stole something. And now they both think grandma hid money. Which means they're probably gonna ask the lawyer to dig deeper. And if there is something, whoever finds it first will take it. So if you know anything, you better speak up. I swear my soul left my body for a solid 3 seconds. Melissa, I said carefully, Grandma didn't leave anything big behind. Bullshit, she snapped. Grandma wasn't broke. She had investments. I know she did. She used to brag about saving for decades. So where is it? She stared at me like she was dissecting my face. And I realized something terrifying. If the family's paranoia kept growing, someone was going to tear Grandma's life apart piece by piece until they uncovered something. And if they even sniffed a clue about the money, my life would become a war zone. I didn't respond. That silence alone made her narrow her eyes. You're hiding something, she said. I forced a calm smile. I'm not. Trust me. I'd tell you if I knew anything. Lie number 2. My stomach twisted. She left, but not before giving me that final suspicious glare that said she wasn't done. As soon as the door closed, I sank onto the couch and dropped my head in my hands. This was spiraling out of control. Later that week, it got worse. My mom showed up unannounced. No warning. Just barged in with the emotional delicacy of a bulldozer. Listen, she began. Your aunt said Melissa came to you and asked if you knew anything. You better not be hiding something from family. There it was again, family. Always thrown around like some sacred word even though none of them acted like one. I took a slow breath. Mom, Grandma didn't leave anything major. Let it go. But she didn't let it go. Instead, she squinted at me, her voice sharp as razor wire. She trusted you the most. What if she told you something privately? Silence again. I felt the truth pushing against my throat like it was clawing to get out. But I swallowed it down because Grandma's voice echoed in my head. Don't let guilt ruin this gift. Still, my mom kept going. You know, your cousins think you took something. They say you were the last one in Grandma's room before everything was packed. I actually laughed. Not a happy laugh. A disbelieving, exhausted, what the hell has my family come to type of laugh. So now they think I'm a thief? She didn't answer. And that was answer enough. After she left, I sat in silence for a long time. The kind of silence that wraps around you like fog, making the room feel smaller and smaller. That evening, I opened Grandma's letter again. Do what you know is right. But right for who? For me? For the family? For her memory? That question haunted me. A week passed. The family drama got louder. People stopped speaking to each other. Someone accused my uncle of hiding a safe box that didn't even exist. Another cousin swore they saw Grandma writing checks before she died. Everyone wanted a piece of a treasure they didn't even know existed. Meanwhile, I was carrying a secret so heavy it was starting to change me. But everything boiled over at a dinner I didn't even want to attend. My aunt slammed her fork down, pointed across the table and yelled, "Someone here knows more than they're saying." My uncle yelled back. My mom cried. My cousins bickered. It was a damn circus. An embarrassing, sad, greedy circus. And then, maybe Grandma left something to one person, Melissa said, staring dead at me. The whole room followed her gaze. My heart hammered. My fingers went cold. I forced a breath. She didn't. Then swear it, she said. Swear you didn't get anything. Every muscle in my body locked up. If I lied again, I'd feel like garbage. If I told the truth, everything would implode. Grandma had been right. They would have devoured the money. They would have destroyed me. So I didn't swear. I didn't speak. I stood up, grabbed my jacket, and walked out while they all shouted behind me. That night, I drove aimlessly until I ended up at Grandma's graveside. The cemetery was quiet, cold, moonlit, peaceful, something I desperately needed. I sat beside her stone and finally let everything spill out. I don't know what the hell to do, I whispered. I want to honor you. I want to protect what you gave me. But they're tearing each other apart. And I feel like I'm losing myself. The wind blew softly. The night hummed. And I swear, standing there, I felt a strange clarity settle in. Grandma didn't give me the money to fix my family. She gave it to me because she loved me. because she believed I'd build something better, something she never had, something she wanted me to live without fear. But damn, trying to do that while carrying everyone else's expectations felt like dragging a boulder uphill. The next morning, I made a decision. Not to tell them, not to confess, not to justify, but to step back. For the first time in my life, I pulled away from the chaos. I muted the family group chat. I stopped answering calls. I let the storm rage without me, because I finally understood what Grandma saw clearly. Some families don't fall apart because of secrets. They fall apart because of the truth. Weeks passed. The fighting eventually died down. People got tired, distracted, moved on. The accusations settled like dust. And me? I started breathing again. I met with a financial advisor, someone trustworthy, outside the family, someone who didn't care about drama. And slowly, just slowly, I began planning a life. Not a flashy one, not a stupid one, not a millionaire overnight life. A stable life, a calm life, a life Grandma would have smiled at. But here's the thing, the guilt never fully left, until something happened that completely changed my view. 3 months later, my mom called. Her voice was tired, soft, nothing like the frantic edge she had before. "I went to visit your grandmother today," she said. I think I forgot how much she did for us." She talked for a while. About regret. About not being there more. About missing her. About realizing Grandma didn't owe them anything. "Sometimes I feel like she probably trusted you more," she said quietly. "And if she left you something, anything, I just want you to know, I'd understand." My breath got stuck. For the first time, she wasn't asking out of greed. She was speaking like a daughter who missed her mom. But I still didn't tell her. I simply said, "I loved her." That was enough. And she whispered, "I know." That night, the guilt eased for real. Not because she gave approval, but because I realized Grandma's gift wasn't meant to divide. It was meant to save. And maybe it saved me. The months that followed became the first time in my life where I ever felt like I had control. I paid off my debts, invested smart, helped quietly, not loudly, not publicly, just small things. Groceries for a struggling neighbor, a donation in Grandma's name, a scholarship fund I didn't attach my name to. I didn't become a saint, but I didn't become greedy either. I became balanced. 1 year later, on Grandma's birthday, I went to her grave again. I sat down, touched the cold stone and said, "I'm okay now, and I hope I'm making you proud." And for the first time since all this began, I felt peace instead of guilt. I kept the fortune, I kept the secret, and I kept my family distant, but intact. Grandma didn't leave me the money to choose between love and loyalty. She left it so I could build a future without the chains that held her down. And I finally understood that keeping the secret wasn't betrayal. It was honoring her. Because she didn't leave me money. She left me freedom. Freedom from expectations. Freedom from family greed. Freedom from scarcity. Freedom to build something new. And damn it, I wasn't going to waste that. If you're still here watching, don't forget to hit like, drop your thoughts and tell me, what would you have done in my place? Would you tell your family? Or keep the secret? I want to hear every damn opinion in the comments.